dink is te veel om te handle vir die arme setup wat ek hier try run. Monster van 'n stream nodig. Okay, well, we're back again. I just want to try and get this actual stream link sent to the guys. I'll have to go to YouTube. Okay, so it seems like we are live again. Perfect.
We already got a sequel. How great is that?
Okay, so it seems like we are live again. Okay, Jeff, one more time. If you can just run over that. You know what? Let's take it from the top. Seeing as we have a fresh stream, we'll skip the video and just end this one. And but in any case, good afternoon and welcome to our DJI Enterprise webinar series. A bit of a rocky start, but we're getting there.
Part 2.
Part 2. So I'm Ruan Botha, the DJI Enterprise Product Manager at Rectron. I'm joined by Jeffrey Nienaber, our in-house trainer, and we're also joined by Tianyu and the DJI Enterprise Senior Sales Manager, and Grain, the Enterprise Product and Solutions Manager.
Hi everyone, I'm Jeffrey Nienaber. Thank you, Ruan. DJI team, thank you all the customers and resellers joining us today. Apologies for our first movie ending so quickly, but we're back with the sequel and we're definitely going to make up with the sequel.
Awesome. So we'll be going over some features and discussing products available from DJI Enterprise in this webinar series. As you can see this time around, we are focusing on the brand new Zenmuse P1, which I think will be a real game changer in the photogrammetry and mapping payloads for drones. We're going to skip the video this time. Okay, so the Zenmuse P1 was designed specifically for aerial photogrammetry and mapping with a large full-frame sensor and smart oblique capture feature that help you create detailed 3D models in real time. We'll go over everything you need to know about the new Zenmuse P1 and all the different applications for this versatile and efficient camera. So main focus points there is the 45 megapixel full frame sensor and the 4.4 micron pixel size. So much more pixel density and a much larger sensor size compared to anything else available from the DJI platforms. So the Zenmuse P1 also has multiple fixed focus lens options with the DL24, 35 and 50mm lenses, allowing you to fit the P1 with a proper lens for your mission. Whether it be generating 2D orthomosaics or creating 3D reality models for smart city planning, you'll be blown away with the global mechanical shutter speed, which Jeffrey will cover a bit later in the webinar. Currently, the P1 comes with the 35mm lens included, with the 24 and 50mm lenses due for release soon.
Thank you very much, Ruan. I would like to take you through some of the key features and highlights of this new benchmark of aerial surveying with the Zenmuse P1. You can see there's a couple of things there. I'm just going to broadly brush over them. We'll explain the benefits of these features in the next slide, but I just want to touch on it so you just know where we're going with this. Accuracy with ground control points, or we'll call them GCPs, of 3 centimeters horizontally, I can't say horizontally, and 5 centimeters vertically. This is achieved using mapping mission in the DJI app, with a ground sample distance, or GSD as we'll call it, of 3 centimeters with a 75% front overlay or overlap, or 55% side overlap rate. With this GSD of 3 centimeters and 75 front and 55 centimeters, 55% side overlap, it also helps you to highly efficiently cover 3 square kilometers in a single flight. So, just very quickly, just to explain what I've just said, because it does sound like a bit of jargon, this just means that you are able to cover a pretty good area in a very small amount of time due to the features of this camera being able to do your tracking and stuff without having specific ground control points. It also means that it is highly efficient down to 3 or 5 centimeters, whether it be horizontally or vertically, which is very, very accurate when you're doing mapping or you're surveying. It has a 45 megapixel full frame, low noise, high accuracy sensor, which is super impressive. I know a lot of people watching YouTube will see digital cameras on phones, and they're like, yes, but this has got 108 megapixel. But the size of the sensor is what makes it such a big game changer. And as Ruan mentioned earlier, with those 4 micrometers on the pixel density, it is a super impressive sensor that this camera comes with. It also has a 3-axis stabilizer gimbal and smart oblique capture. It has a high-speed global mechanical shutter, as mentioned previously, and this is achieved using a central leaf shutter with a speed of 1/2000th of a second. That is super, super fast, and this is why this product works so well. It also comes with TimeSync 2.0 for synchronizing at microsecond level. We'll cover that in the next slide a bit more. So what does all of this mean, and what's the benefits, and how do these features equate to you, the user? It equates to the DJI Zenmuse P1 being your go-to tool for aerial photo geometry. Grammetry. Oh, I can't say that word. With the full frame sensor providing extraordinary efficiency, taking photos every 0.7 seconds. That is super fast. It's mind-bending. Making it able to cover that 3 square kilometer area that we mentioned earlier in a single flight, which is super impressive, I think. The mechanical shutter combined with the all-new TimeSync 2.0 helps synchronize data across modules in microseconds, letting you capture centimeter level accurate data, and combined with real-time position and orientation technology, giving you remarkable accuracy. As I mentioned when we had our first run, this just equates to DJI essentially taking all of the hard work, all of the sweat when doing this kind of photography out of your hands and doing this processing for you. And then thanks to the 3-axis gimbal, the 24, 35, and 50mm lenses, and the smart oblique capture, you get robust versatility when creating 2D and 3D detailed models. All of these features and benefits combine to make you work smart and work fast, as I mentioned with the previous slide. So the next feature that I want to kind of touch on is the smart oblique capture. You can elevate your oblique.
This is the good stuff.
This is the good stuff. Agreed, Ruan.
Yeah.
You can elevate your oblique photography missions with smart oblique capture, covering 7.5 square kilometers in a single workday. The gimbal auto rotates to capture photos at different angles as needed. Only essential photos are taken at the edge of the flight area for reconstruction, increasing efficiency in post-processing by 20 to 50%. So this to me says this is a very, very efficient camera that you've got on your drone. But it doesn't just help you while doing your flights and doing your photography in the air. It also helps you with your post-processing once you've done everything that you need to do. So you don't need to sit and sift through 1,400 or 1,500 types of photos, seeing which photos you need and which ones you don't need to be able to do your oblique capturing.
Okay, cool. So, mission mode for any scenario. Not all missions are alike, and you won't necessarily use the same lens to create a 2D map of a forest as you would to generate a 3D model of a construction site. The Zenmuse P1 has an integrated 3-axis gimbal that can be equipped with, like we mentioned a couple of times, all the lens types. And that's just where the versatility comes in. Whereas before you had the Phantom 4 RTK, which had the fixed lens setup, and then obviously the the X7, which also had multiple lens setups, but the 210 RTK, the Matrice 210 RTK, was fully optimized for use in these scenarios. Just shortly, so 2D orthomosaic missions. The Zenmuse P1 can generate 2D orthomosaics without the need of ground control points, as Jeffrey mentioned earlier. So this is perfect for operations over medium to large areas that need simple 2D models. So you can look at city planners or, highway construction where you don't necessarily need very detailed and accurate construction modeling, but more of a layout sense or a mapping sense where route planning and that kind of planning is necessary. Uh, Next, we have the 3D oblique missions. That's the Zenmuse P1 can also collect, excuse me, oblique images with ease from various angles that will meet 3D modeling requirements. So anyone that's ever tried to or has done some photogrammetry work, you know that the more images you capture at different angles, the better your 3D model results will actually, and your point cloud data that gets generated by whatever program you might be using, DJI Terra or Pix4D, the better the outcome of your data. So with the 3D oblique mission, the P1 does all that for you. It captures all the right angles at the right speeds, and the processing and data management, like Jeffrey mentioned earlier, you don't have any wasted or overflow of data that you don't need. You have everything right where you need it, and the processing can start. And obviously, that saves you time and money.
Yes, definitely agree with that. Thanks, Ron. I just quickly want to cover the detailed modeling mission. So obviously, this is a very versatile camera, but with it, when it comes to the detailed modeling mission, whether you're performing comprehensive reconstruction, geological surveys, hydraulic engineering, or heritage site reconstruction, the Zenmuse P1 can help you obtain high resolution image data you need. The full frame sensor can obtain image data of vertical and slanted surfaces from safe distances, creating reliable models with detailed recreations of fine textures, features, and structures. So this is quite nice, especially in South Africa. I think we are a bit behind with this technology, but it is something that's now becoming available thanks to DJI. And I can think of numerous situations. For instance, if you think of Table Mountain, when people go missing there and not knowing what the terrain is like, and being able to get proper textures and proper photographs of the terrain there, this is ideal for that. Then next, I just want to quickly cover the real-time mapping missions. I know this is something that is not currently available. The DJI team might be able to give us a bit more clarity online on the stream chat to give us an indication of when this becomes available, but I just want to quickly run through it as well. You don't have to wait until after your mission is over to start creating aerial maps with the DJI Zenmuse P1. You can use the DJI Terra, as Ron mentioned previously, to gather real-time geographical data for large areas, allowing you to make strategic decisions in the moment while you're still on site. This can be vital for saving time and labor during missions of aerial surveying. So once again, I think the biggest thing for me, the takeaway from this camera, is just the efficiency and how much it helps you to save, making it easier for you when you're doing your surveying projects. It just takes a lot of the headache out of it and makes it so much easier and so much more efficient, freeing up your time to look at other things that might be more important as well.
Perfect. So last but not least, we have the comparison chart. As you can see, we start with obviously the first go-to for photogrammetry and mapping missions was the Phantom 4 RTK. But yeah, it's just on the lenses side of things, you can see the focal length of 8.8 millimeters, and then the vast jump from that to the X7 using the. That's also something to note that these lens options were only optimized for use with the M210 RTK. So if you have an X7 with some other drone platform, then you wouldn't get the optimization benefits. There, as we've spoken before, the DL24 and 35 mil and 50 mil, which will be later available this year. Um, and then the another big one is the effective pixel range. So you have the 20 micron, then you jump to 24, and then finally jump to the 45, the massive 45 micron effective pixel ranges, and then also with the increase in the effective pixels, you also get the actual pixel density or pixel size, um, which also you know that's just hand in hand. This is the ultimate camera for photogrammetry and mapping solutions. Just on the efficiency side of things, with the Phantom 4 RTK, 30 minutes flight duration time per battery. Then we look at about a 1.5 times increase from the Phantom 4 RTK when you move over to the M210 range, and then 5 to 10 times the Phantom's operation frequency when using the M300 and the P1 payloads. So a big emphasis on the efficiency and just that ease of use. No wasting time collecting unneeded data, and then the speed at which the orthomosaics or the 3D, what do you call it? um, but yeah, so I mean, it's overall the platform that's encompasses all of the surveying solutions that are required in these times. That's
Ruan, if I can just quickly add there. So if you just look at these specs, you can definitely see the kind of effort and R&D that DJI are putting into these devices, with massive jumps and leaps in the technology from generation to generation. So if you look at the some of the older generations, these were already pretty efficient devices, but now they've just taken it to the next level. And as you've mentioned, and as I've mentioned before as well, they've definitely looked at being super efficient,
mhm.
capturing as much data as possible, taking as much manual work out of the customers or the users' hands, and having them get everything one go, working hard, working smart.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at the timeline from the P4 RTK. I mean, it's more than double the increases on all aspects, the actual sensor size, the effective pixels, etc. But yeah, so all in all, an awesome piece of kit. Um, we will have them available. We actually do have them available currently. Just get your orders in. And
Mm.
but yeah, as we all know, with high demand products like these, the allocations are limited. With all, hungry resellers and mappers out there that's trying to get their hands on these items.
Definitely. And I just also
Okay.
want to add on that, Rand. So if we've got any end users or any people watching that aren't necessarily resellers or registered with us, please get in contact with us at Rectron. We'll be able to get you in contact with super professional and reliable resellers that'll be able to assist you with these products.
Excellent. Yeah, there's also a copy of this webinar in the description. So there's also product links and a copy of this actual presentation there if you need it. So from my side, thank you very much for joining us. We'll we'll keep the chat open a bit longer, just for anyone that might have a question. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us, and happy flying, and enjoy your weekend.
I absolutely agree. Thank you very much, Ron. Thank you to everybody joining us.
Awesome, thanks. Just